Good afternoon everybody. In this episode we're going to be talking buying wood, machining wood, design changes that you guys have given me, and also an unboxing video of some rather lovely hardware which I'm really looking forward to. So stick around. So as you can see, we're in a slightly different setting this week. This is actually my uni house, as you can probably tell by the well-placed barbecue sauce bottle there, which I've only just realised is there, so I'm going to leave it there as an ornament. We had chicken nuggets in bed the other night, which was really nice. So I haven't really worked out the layout of these videos just yet. I'm just sort of going to attack it as I go. I haven't been totally honest with the live format of the videos so far. So the first two videos were actually filmed last week, I think. Last week? Yeah, last week, when I was in my Easter holiday. Now, I actually bought the wood before that and actually started machining it up, so about 2 weeks ago now. Got it all machined up and then finished machining it this week. So now, whatever you see in this episode is live. This is as it happens. It's like news, isn't it? So at the start of the week, i.e. 3 weeks ago, I went to Tyler Hardwoods to purchase all the ash for the Roubo workbench. Now, this originally I calculated to be 12 cubic feet. And after drawing it out on all the boards and everything, I eventually walked away with 20 cubic feet of ash. Now that is a lot of wastage, but this was pretty much the most economic way I could fit it in the boards that they have, and I didn't really... One thing not to do at a sawmill is to put your cutting list on an iPad. Now I thought it'd be great, I'm like moving with technology, it's great. But actually, it's really annoying because the screen darkens every time you want to check it, and it's really difficult to tick off the bits that you've got. The screen locks, and I know you can change the locking screen and times and all that, but I just didn't do that, and it's incredibly annoying. So one tip, bring paper with you to a sawmill. Old is good, not iPads. They do not work properly. Or I'm just being a bit stupid. Also, one other thing you could do before you visit a sawmill with a project this sort of size is call ahead and work out what lengths they sell it in. Because I found that some packs that were, say, 2 inches thick were sold at a certain length, and then when I bumped up to 2.5 inches, it was slightly longer or slightly shorter. I can't remember which it was, but it kind of messed around with the way that I was working out the cutting list and stuff. So definitely call ahead, because it will save you a lot of time and it will make the people that work at the sawmill a bit patient with you as well. Tyler Hardwoods are really good for it because they kind of just get the pallet down and leave you to it. They're not just there watching you like, hurry up, hurry up. If they just let you get on with it, they understand that you need to take your time to pick up the stuff you want and the stuff you need, so that you're not going to be visiting in 2 weeks later and make them get the pallet back down off the top of the rack again. So yeah, they're really good for that. Now at Tyler Hardwoods, they also cut things to length and get it all palletised for you so you can get it delivered. So on the day of buying the timber, we started in the, we started in the Basingstoke. We started in the Basingstoke and drove down to Petersfield, where we were visiting the Edward Barnsley workshop for the morning, and then drove all the way up to Tyler Hardwoods to buy the timber, and then all the way up to Oxford. So this was a pretty knackering day. Now, when I was buying the timber, I specified that I wanted next day delivery on the timber. I kind of expected this to be at some point in the afternoon, so the next morning I was laying in bed, sort of heard my phone ringing next to me, because I keep it here, my bed's right there. I was like, oh, must be a marketing call, I'll leave it. Went back to sleep for 10 minutes, get another call. Right, I best answer this. Pick up the phone, I'm like, hello? Guy's like, I've got your wood, where do you want me to put it? And I was there just like, what? He's like, yeah, I got to the sawmill a bit early, so it's ready to be dropped off. I'm here in a big lorry at your university, so yeah, I'm ready to unload it. So at this point, I'm sort of like running around in my boxes trying to work out what to do with my life. I don't want this £80 delivery to be sent back to the sawmill. So I ended up just saying, right, hang on a moment, let me get this sorted. Hang up on him, call one of the tutors, get them to unload it for me, which I felt awful for. But yeah, I had to do that. And then cycled into college as fast as I could. I don't even know if I had a shower or brushed my teeth. It was pretty disgusting. Got in there, saw the timber, and this is what it looked like. To start with, me and Andy got it unloaded from the pallet. I kind of had it roughly marked out at the sawmill, but I just wanted to triple, double, quadruple check that I actually had all the components there. So I went through it all, got it marked up properly, and yeah, just sort of ticked it off as I went. So with it all marked out, I had very little left over, so I was quite lucky with that. I had a lot less than what I had originally thought. I moved it into the mill where I could start machining it. Now, this ash is really weird because some parts were really light, like I would say, I don't know, sections like this leg that I'm pushing through the ripsaw, for example, is about 4 kilograms, when something exactly the same size was about 10. It was extremely variable, so with a project this big, it's quite nice to pick up those light parts, but at the same time, it's like, oh, is it going to make the bench heavy enough? In hindsight, yes, it definitely is. Now that I've machined everything up, it is bloody heavy. So yeah, it would have been quite nice to get more light parts in there, but oh well. Now this week, I've really been experimenting with camera angles, to be honest. I want to really step up the videography of these videos. So if you like any of these angles, or if you like any of these angles, please like the video or something like that. But yeah, I'm literally just experimenting at the moment and just seeing if I can step up the game and make it a little bit more pleasurable to watch, I suppose. So as I said before, I bought the timber before half term, before the Easter half term, started machining it, had the 2-week break, and now I've started it again this week, and now it's taken us up to the live format. Now, the advantage to this is that because I was able to machine the timber and get it cut roughly in that first week, leave it for 2 weeks, and then starting it again, it allowed all of the stress that was in the timber to have time to be released over those 2 weeks and kind of bend in the direction that it wanted to. So this bit of ash, for example, was flat in the first week, and now look at it on the planer bed. So now I've got my stripy t-shirt on, I know we are up to date with this week, so now we are on a live view. This is what happened this week. So this is me re-flattening some of that stock that had previously the tension had been released in. And now this was the biggest job, thicknessing. So planing you can kind of do in batches, to be honest. You only need to do a face side and face edge. With the thicknesser, if I want that top to be all the same size, I need to put them through the thicknesser at exactly the same time. Well, not the same time, but without moving the bed. Now, because I'm in a busy workshop, I need to kind of be a bit wary of other people's projects as well and kind of work around them a little bit. So yeah, I had to do all of this at exactly the same time to make sure that I wasn't holding anyone up with doing bits in different parts, and yeah, it made it a big old job. But by the end of it, I had all of my top laminates machined up, I had all of the legs machined up, and I had the stretchers machined up as well. The only thing I've got to do now, which will be next week, is cutting it all to length. Now, I think we'll go over the design changes. So I'm going to do a few shout outs this week to the people who managed to change my mindset with a few things and improve the design to make it easier for me to make and possibly more functional in the future. So the first one here is by Hick. Okay, so what Hick pointed out was actually something that's been pointed to me in the past. As you can see, this wagon slot, or like I said in the last video, that slides in, and when that's clamping something long ways here, it provides stress on this hand wheel and forces this end cap backwards. That's why it's dovetailed in here. However, those dovetails are not actually glued onto a whole lot of surface area. The only bit holding it is this here, which is, I think it's about 100 millimeters, 90 millimeters. So it's not a lot of material for it to grab onto. Now in the short term, it's probably not going to be that much of an issue, but seeing as this bench is going to be a lifetime investment, I want it to be strong. Now I was going to strengthen this with a through domino to make it a little bit stronger, but I don't really want to risk it just in case. If that end cap rips off, then I'm going to be quite annoyed. So what he suggested was simply move it back one strip. Nice and easy to do. not that much of an issue. The only thing it does is move this hand wheel back a little bit and makes it, well, it's not any difficult to reach, is it? I'm just being lazy there. The only thing I did have to change was the spacing of the dog holes. Now I've put these ones in a position now that they don't interfere with the leg. They actually fall straight through and go next to it. Now I've had to sort of move that one back a little bit so that there's enough meat between the wedge tenon there and the dog hole, so that there's not any short grain between them. In fact, I'll show you one here. So this is the opening. There's the tenon going through, and there's the dog hole, and I think there's about 20 millimeters of material between the two there. Should be enough to prevent any short grain. And I've also made this spacing between the holes a little bit closer as well. And this was because I just thought the spacing between these might be a little bit of a ball ache on these first ones. The length of this wagon can travel over two of them, but it's a little bit of a stretch. The length of this wagon has been shortened and will still cover two of these dog holes. And that leads on to the second point as to why it has been shortened. Now, my other comment was from Matt Cremona, who, when he's chopping out dovetail waste in between dovetails, he will do it in sort of this section here. And what he said is he likes to sort of sit around the edge and basically have an overhang where you can get your legs under, and it's a little bit comfier, I suppose. And that's something that I lack on this workbench. You see this overhang? That's about 100 mil, 135. So it's not a lot, and I can't really get my legs under that. So what I've done, because I couldn't actually change the length of this workbench top to make it even longer, because first of all, this is going to be heavy as anyway, I had to adjust where the legs were. So what I did was obviously shift in the left-hand leg, so to give me more overhang on this side. But that kind of threw the proportions off a little bit. It made it look a little bit wobbly, I suppose. So what I did was this right-hand leg, I shifted that to the right a little bit as well, which obviously shortened the wagon slot, but it gave the workbench a little bit more of a footprint. So I think it keeps the aesthetics there while also making it a little bit more functional. So obviously some of you also commented and gave me a few suggestions as well, but it was stuff that I'd already either worked out or decided that I wasn't going to do. I'll go over a few of them now. I'm looking at one here from Marcus Campbell. Marcus and his girlfriend recently subscribed to my channel and Instagram, so you two, thank you very much for that. Glad to hear that you're liking your workbench and that I'm kind of on the right direction with it. Another comment here from, I think it's Jarling, I don't know how you say it. He was saying about making the gap between the workbench the two workbenches a little bit thinner so that you don't get crap fall down there. And that's because I'm actually going to be putting an insert in there that's removable, so I can put all my tools down there and hold them nicely. And if I need to clamp stuff, I can take that insert out and put the clamp through there, and hopefully don't drop anything through it while I'm clamping, because that would be entirely possible. Another comment here from Blaz, who had quite a few good points to make. He said avoiding through tenons, which is a very good point. However, I'm far too fussy about aesthetics, and I really like the look of through tenons, so I'm sticking with them. It does make the design a little bit more difficult, as in the case of the dog hole strip and everything, but I'm going to stick with them. With the dog hole where the leg tenon is, he suggested using prairie dogs, which are Veritas dogs that you can press and they pop up from the workbench top, so I don't need to worry about pushing them down into a hole that there isn't a bottom on where I can't get it out. Prairie dogs just come out and you're pushing back in and it looks really good. If I ever run into that issue, it's good to know that that is avoidable. I've got another comment here from Jody at Jody's Woodworking, who's also building a Rubo workbench as well. It's looking good. He was just wondering how I was planning on joining the end cap to the end of the workbench other than the dovetails, which is something I completely forgot to talk about in the last video. Basically, on the end of each laminate, there's just going to be a tongue that will go into a groove on the end of the end cap. The end of the end cap? Or the inside of the end cap. But we'll also put bolts through it as well, just to make sure that it is properly solid. So dovetails either end, tongue running along the middle, and then bolts through the back end. That's what a bolt is. Let's see, and the final one who was giving me suggestions was Simon Hillier, who actually has David Barron's old workbench, which is pretty cool. Now Simon suggested using a wooden screw vise for the leg vise basically, which does look pretty cool. It's what's on David's workbench at the moment, or the one that Simon now owns. Holds it really securely, and I really like the big wooden thread. It does look pretty cool. Also, instead of the tail vise, you can use a doe's foot and a dog, which holds the wood really securely, or the other suggestion was a Wonder Dog as well. All very good solutions, really good if you're saving money, but I thought, seeing as this is a workbench for life, I don't want anything to kind of look like it was an afterthought with it. I want everything to be built into it and make it look like that's there for this reason, that's there for this reason, not like I've built the workbench and like, oh crap, I have no way to clamp a board flat. It needs to be all there, and it is the entire package, as it were. So anyway, that's all the designing done. Thank you for all your suggestions. Keep it coming as I go through the project. If it's anything to do with the design that I have time to change, obviously don't tell me to change something right at the start, because that would be an issue. But if you have any better ways of me making something, for example, because this project is completely unfamiliar territory for me, give me a suggestion, just send it to me as soon as you can, whether that's on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. That would be really good. I'm going to stop talking now for the moment. Let's have a look and see what I received through the post today, because it's bloody heavy and I think I know what it is. Now, I've been a bit of a pillock and I've left my tripod at uni, so you're resting on a sofa at the moment. This is the package. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, I just turned on the TV. I don't know how I did that. There we go. Haha. No. So I've got this from Classic Hand Tools, which is a very good company in the UK. Got a really good integrity about them. They want to provide a good service for hand tools and, well, just woodworking in general, to be honest. It's a really good company, and you'll see them at a lot of the shows in the UK. So I really like them, and I use them for a lot of bits that I can't get at Axminster. Very good at supporting smaller makers as well, or smaller manufacturers of tools. They stock a lot of stuff, but most of all, they also stock bench crafted, so that's good. I'm going to put the knife down. So let's see. First thing is very well wrapped. Oh, that's a bubble wrap. Oh, all right. Oh, it's a hand wheel. Let's see. Like surgery. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, okay. So got the fixing pins for it. Oh, the thread for the leg vise. Now that's pretty meaty. I like that. Got some grippy stuff here as well for the inside of the jaws, which is really cool. But most of all, oh my god, that's bigger than I expected. Oh, bloody hell. Could steer a ship with that. The size of it. Get it unwrapped. Oh yes. Now I went for the cast option as opposed to the polished, because I wasn't too sure on the polished look of it, but cast looks really cool. I really like the texture of it. It also matches the Moxon vise that I've got, so that works really well. I like that. The only thing I am going to change is it's got these beech handles on it. I'm probably going to change those to walnut, but I'll see how it looks. They actually look quite nice, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see. I like them. Let's see what else we got in here. What's this? Oh my god, bloody heavy. The original no sag wagon vise. We like a bit of no sag. Paper. Another beautiful little hand wheel, which is nice. This is cool. I'm not going to unwrap that one. Oh, I'm probably getting my couch all oily. All hardware. Let's see. Is this the sliding carriage? Yes. That is very meaty. Oh my god, it's so well polished. Seriously, the finish on this stuff is amazing. It's really good. It's a lot of money, but it is beautifully machined. Another massive thread, which is cool. Yeah, not sure on these handles. Might change them, but we'll see. Oh god. Tell you what, after machining all of that wood this week, my back is killing me. What's that? That's the actual sliding plate that the thingy moves on. And the final bit, which I'm just going to unbury now, is the crisscross. Now, as I said, this fits into your leg vise and stops it from racking top to bottom. Bloody hell, that is heavy. My back is killing. Where's my knife? There we go. Ooh, it's like getting a sword out. Oh yes. Look at that. Oh, that feels so cool. It's like a textured paint. Like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, I like that. Oh. Oh. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, that's bench crafted for you. We'll see how that fits, see how easy it is to get on the bench, and yeah, like I say, I'll be doing a tutorial on how to install that. Thank you for watching the episode this week. I hope it's been interesting. I hope it's not too long as well. This has been a lot of talking again. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to cut them down. I'm still kind of working out the structure of these videos and how to properly present them. So, I mean, if you have any suggestions on that as well, what you want to see, just let me know. Let me know, and just tell me to shut up if you want. I mean, it's less editing for me, isn't it? Yeah, see you for the next episode.